for the 21st of June 2023. As usual, let's look into the events that have been going on in the past 2 days since my update with you guys. Now, I think the main event we want to talk about is more update about the Blinken trip to China. Okay, so one thing was surprising was that Blinken's trip to China ended with an unexpected, and this is totally unexpected, okay, meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping. After the meeting, there was a statement released by the President Xi. He said the world needs a stable China-US relationship. He also said that, I hope that through this visit, Mr. Secretary, you will make more positive contributions, okay, to stabilizing China-US relations. And to Blinken's reply, he echoed the same sentiment, okay, as President Xi, but he also put it one thing, he harbored no illusions, okay, that the tough road ahead managing the fragile relationship. So this is not going to be easy. It's just not about Mr. Secretary alone. It's about the entire politicians back in the US from both sides. Their thoughts may be different because Secretary just represents Secretary and the White House. But what about the rest? Okay, that is a question mark. But anyway, as humans, we like to see the good side of it. Okay, so to me personally, it's somewhat a good news and paves way for November's meeting between President Xi and President Biden. Now, this is very, very, very important, to be frank, guys. And so most important thing, so right now, what's next after the trip? What do you need to see as a true step to improving their relationships? Okay, now, first of all, this can be done very, very fast. First is to see US lifting sanctions against China and Chinese companies, especially technological sectors, because the war of technology between these countries, you have seen already. China, US basically sanctioning, its companies. You're not allowed to sell chips to China and whatnot. All these kind of sanctions, this can be done immediately, gradually lifted. Okay, but the second one is not that easy. It is just a concept behind. Now, this concept is not by me, it's by Robert Daly, who is the director of Kissinger Institute of China and United States. Now, to me, I think this one, if you really, if really both sides of the party come to really settle it, yeah, you would actually see things happening. Okay. He said China should strike from its domestic and global pronouncement the claims that all friction in bilateral relationships is the fault of the United States. Now, it takes two hands to clap, right? So not everything is just US is the problem creator. They should accept competition will characterize Sino-US relations for decades to come. Okay. Reality-based dialogue may then be possible. The US should articulate a new, okay, this is the keyword, a new one China policy, one it truly believes in. This is very, very, very real. Okay, you just cannot say something, but you don't really practice it. And this is what is sitting China. They're angry. You say one thing, but you do another thing. So US have to come up with something that they truly believe in, and then most important, abide by it. Okay, if you don't believe in it, how are you going to abide by it? So this is the problem. The new formulation must include opposition to Taiwan's independence, okay, and China's use of force, and must reject the idea that Taiwan's American asset. Okay, so you can't. So Taiwan, you stay where you are. Okay, China, you cannot use force, no military force. And then the US, you cannot use Taiwan as an asset, to attack China all the time. So if you can do that and come to this, then all things will be settled. Now, this is easier said than done, to be frank. It is not going to be easy, and it's going to take a long time. That's why I said this one can be fast. This one is going to be one hell of a negotiations. And the last one, now this is tough. This is going to be the toughest. Leaders who stray from the new formulation should be reprimanded. Imagine that every leader, when they come in, they have different thoughts. That's why I said this is like the thing. If they can settle this, I think is going to end. Whatever struggles that you see is going to end, because like I told you all before, the Taiwan is a red line that cannot be crossed between the China-US relations. Okay, and worldwide for relations between China, for that matter. Anyone, we just don't talk about this one. Okay, so that is the important things that we can see from that. Anyway, it's a good progress. Whatever we are seeing is now, what's the next step? This is crucial. So I've given you two possible scenarios that can, one is a short term, one is a longer term thing. Now, if these two, if they are done properly, yes, then you can see improving bilateral relations. Because a lot of times, they just, there is not much conclusion coming out mentioned by people and around the main news portals, nothing, because sometimes they don't want to step on certain issues. That's a bit, but yeah, I think it's probable to look into it this way, something that's short term and long term, and just deal with it. Because there are certain things, like for example, they don't want to discuss, but you can't not think about the relationship between China and US without thinking about Taiwan. Impossible, right? So let's see. Okay.